Hello and welcome back to another Taunt episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by
Hayden.
And today we're talking about the Tim and TV 2012 Season 3 Episode 11, Pig and Rhino. Oh boy, yeah, what do you think about this episode briefly?
To be honest, briefly, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it was certainly very different. And I say this all the time, I'm going to keep saying it forevermore, but very interesting. Very, very interesting, and quite fun, actually.
I mean, there's some elements which I do enjoy, but like I said last week, this definitely feels like it's the start of the downfall for the show, with especially how much Rocksteady and Bieber have changed in this one episode alone compared to last week's. So, oh boy, yeah. Okay, so let's first start off with the first fight where we've got to see Bieber and Rocksteady try to fight Shredder before Shredder beats them up, and then just gives him a deal before that quickly accepts it. Yeah, what do you think about that bit there?
Seeing that, first of all, Bebop and... What? Bebop and Ready Rocksteady. Sorry, I'm trying to go with it. I'm trying to go with their new names, because I was about to... Names, because I'm still thinking they're still Anton Deck and Storfre. Excuse me, cat got my tongue. Stormco, thank you. Gosh, cat got my tongue. But yeah, no, I keep calling them their old names, but I'm gonna, from now on, be by their new names, Bebop and Rocksteady. So just to throw that out there, just to clarify a few things, just so that we don't get confused and the audience doesn't get confused. So
yeah.
So seeing Rocksteady and Bebop, like, after they've been mutated, one's a rhino. They're pretty good designs. Like Rocksteady's character, because he's like the military, like, sort of like big, scary, tough Russian guy, you know. He's like a rhino, kind of matches his character quite well. Bebop, warthog, kind of weird. Still trying to piece together why they would go with a warthog for Bebop, but it works kind of well. But seeing them get absolutely just manhandled and just like kicked like into next Sunday by Shredder just shows that Shredder will not hesitate to smack someone just to get the job done, you know? Like, They thought they had a chance, but clearly not. And I ain't gonna lie, it is a bit disappointing because they have so much power over Shredder because they are mutated, they have stronger abilities and all that, so kind of a bit of a downfall, but it's just to show that Shredder is on top, and that if you betray him or if you disobey an order from him, he will not hesitate to, like, throw you into next Sunday, basically. He will just annihilate you.
Yeah, I'll just say that... Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say that with Bieber and Rocksteady's designs, I feel like I said everything which I wanted to last week with... yeah, but I'd say that, like, these, like, models in particular feel more detailed with all the textures on them compared to, like, every other character in this universe. It was nice, it was different, and I do like how they did make them a bit... I definitely noticed a lot more of Bebop with how his texture, especially like around like the face area, where it felt a bit more realistic with the textures kind of things, with all the bumps and that kind of stuff. And it was like quite nice to see. And yeah, I mean, I think that's the only positive I can really give about these characters, is that they got a bit more texture to them for this one episode. Oh boy. But yeah, I'd say that with the fight scene, I mean, there isn't really too much to it. I mean, it was cool to see Shredder come in and actually fight and actually do something and not just be there. So, I mean, that was quite cool. A little bit disappointing to see all the other characters just in the background just stand there and do absolutely nothing. And it's so disappointing to see that, like, Fishface and Ross are getting replaced before the very eyes, and even sitting it, but they're actually there in the room being replaced. That is devastating. But then I think the thing that really pissed me off about this whole episode really was the fact that, like, Bieber and Rocksteady was like so angry and on the beach, and they were like quite intelligent and or most intelligent and actually decent characters in the last episode. But then going into this episode, they get defeated easily, and then will quickly accept a deal to find Karai without actually, because I feel like had they put more thought into this, they would have like maybe tried to resist a bit or something like that. It just feels like it was the easiest option just to get them as henchmen for Shredder. It was just so disappointing. But I don't know if it was just like a me thing, or if you thought like anything like that as well.
To be honest, I really don't know, because I don't know the situation that's going on with like Raza and Fishface and the so-called replacements with Bebop and Rocksteady. I don't know too much information to go off that, but seeing them get replaced like that, like showing that they are going to become obsolete, is a bit sad, because they are some good characters, especially Raza. Raza is one of my favourite characters, but seeing them like slowly be phased out is a bit disappointing. But I can't really say much more than that, because unfortunately I don't know enough of this like timeline or story to talk about it that much.
Okay. So after that, we do get to see everyone there talking about like, what they should do next, and about going off to 3 different locations. We've got Raph and Casey going off to the theatre, Donnie and April going to a laundry mat, and Mikey and Leah going off to a theme park. The one weird thing which I found in this bit here was that Donnie created some retro mutagen, despite him in the last episode being like, "Oh no, I can't create all the retro mutagen, it's going to take forever." This episode is like, "Oh, I created a little bit," and the next week's episode is like, "Oh no, I can't create any more." Like, which one is it? I mean, you had Dr. Cluckingsworth, who could have helped you make it even faster, but no.
Yeah. I did not understand that. I really didn't. Like, after what you did at the barn with Dr. Cluckingsworth, you had tons of it in supply. Then the following episode to say, okay, we're low on it, we need to make some more. And then, of course, now they say, oh, this is my last batch. It will take me, like, ages to make some more, and we don't have any more. And I'm thinking to myself, you have the ability to make mutagen. Like, you have it. You have the ability to make the retro mutagen. Why are you making excuses? Like, sure, I know you're in New York, which is infested with Krang, and you don't have all your resources like you did back at the farm. But the problem is, it doesn't make any sense, because Donnie makes these weird, wild contraptions, and he can make anything from anything. Basically, he can just think, and it will appear in front. He can make it, but he's putting up excuses, and I don't understand why. I can't put it into words, because it's just, in my mind, it's illogical. Like, if you can make the mutagen, retro mutagen, sorry, you can do it anywhere. You don't need, like, Dr. Cluckingsworth, you don't need a farm, you don't need a fancy lab. You built in a barn, for Christ's sake. Like, you can make it. And if you have to, you can make it in a piece like you've already done. So don't put excuses in the way of progress, because you need it.
Yeah, it just feels so inconsistent. I mean, like, cause in season 2, Donnie spent a while trying to get Retribution. He then made it, and then never bothered to recreate it, only now. And then I think, like, there's only, like, one other time he makes it after this. And I think after that, he never makes it again. But it's just so inconsistent. And then, like, even with the whole Retribution itself, by the end of the episode, with how inconsistent it is, even with Karai, I don't know what they... I don't think they had any idea how Mutant actually really works in their universe, because it's just so inconsistent. With sometimes he can like merge with technologies, sometimes Donnie can make it really fast, and then other times it doesn't work on some people. It's just so inconsistent. It's really frustrating. Yeah, okay, let's go on to some more interesting parts. So for the first battle, we got to see Bebop take on Donnie and April. What do you think about that bit there?
Seeing Bebop tackle April and Donnie in the streets, I have a few little bits that I need to pick at first. One, how did the Krang not find them? And second of all, how did they not get actually no, that's kind of referring to phase my first opinion about this. Like, how did they not get caught? Like, seriously, the Krang is everywhere. They've got drones, they've got soldiers roaming the streets, and somehow all this commotion, they still haven't alerted the Krang. What's going on with that?
Just don't think about it. It's a very frustrating thing that you'll never get answers to. I feel like the budget was definitely limiting them, but at the same time they had the models for it, so it's not like they had to do too much to bring them in or anything.
Copy and paste. Copy and paste.
It doesn't, despite this whole city being taken over by Krang and the full invasion, it doesn't feel that way. I mean, despite a few little crystals from the Krang trees, that's about it really. It's a disappointing invasion, I'd have to say.
Yeah, bit lousy to be honest, if they're allowing people to run the streets, especially mutants for that matter. Don't make any sense.
Yeah. But what do you think about the actual fight itself?
The fight was pretty cool. I did find it interesting, and it was pretty funny when April decided to slap Bebop right in the face. She knew he was there and literally just whipped out the bitch slap and then whoa, just knocked him flying. That I found hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that Donnie got defeated quite easy, which I was a little disappointed by. April bitch slapping Bebop, that is a mood. Is a great vibe, and I vibe a bit. But yeah, I mean, there isn't really too much to it. I just felt that again, I'll say that it's inconsistent. But Bebop was able to easily defeat Donnie here, but then later he's struggles to. I wouldn't say struggles, but he's able to take on Casey, April, and Donnie, but then still gets defeated. It's just so inconsistent with if he's actually good, bad, strong, or whatever. It's just they don't know what they're doing with these characters, and going from last week's episode where he's able to take on the characters, and now this one he sometimes can, then he might not be able to. It's oh god. Yeah, okay. The Raph, Casey, and Rocksteady fight scene. Ooh, what do you think about that bit there?
That was quite fun to watch because we're seeing for the very first time Rocksteady's new mutated body and his like different sort of skills and powers that come with being a rhino, and seeing him like charge towards Raph and Casey was quite interesting because I've been wanting to see if he would charge like a rhino at them, and of course he does throughout the episode, which I really liked because, you know, he's a rhino. Rhinos charge at stuff, so that was interesting. But I gotta say, I really did when Casey Jones is like trying to help Raph, and of course you just see Rocksteady behind him, and Casey's eyes is wide as golf balls, like the soul has just left his body, thinking, oh god, I'm going to die. That's
shit, here we go again.
His face. Yeah. And I just found that hilarious. His skull, like, even though he has a skull mask, he looks like he's, like, his soul has left his body. Like, you can just tell, like, he ain't gonna survive.
Yeah.
But he does.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I do enjoy how they're using Rocksteady's animal form to their advantage with the charge and all that kind of stuff, and I do like how it was even able to like affect Casey's bat. I thought that was quite good. Like really using all of it to their advantage, and like, but I have to say that with the only major bit that Rocksteady did to Raph was just, you know, slam on the ground and then throw him to like a wall. It doesn't really feel like it should really be that much damage compared to like other characters which I've fought against. I don't know, it feels, like I said, it just feels a bit inconsistent, but I do like how like some of the stuff that he was doing, like throwing the car, that was quite cool. There's like a lot of stuff which I like about it, but it just feels like very inconsistent with like every other time we see Rocksteady and fighting and that kind of stuff. So Yeah, I mean, it's one that I like, but also I have many complaints about it. Okay, so on the next bit, we get to see Leah and Mikey go into a like a funhouse kind of thing and get scared by it. Anything to say about that?
Not really. No, it was cool to see that they were on like an amusement park in the island, and it was cool to see that they were in this like haunted house. It was funny to see their reactions, like being scared of everything, and then Leo just pulls out his katana, just slicing off this fake head. Like they're very jumpy, the turtles. Like they have to be. They're ninjas, but I just found it. Their reactions were in like a room full of like different monsters and all that. Just seeing their reactions, just like immediately go for the weapons and ask questions later. I love that.
Yeah, it was. It was. I have to say that I think I enjoyed this bit as a kid, but watching it now as an adult, I don't find it as funny. But I think I did enjoy it a little bit as a kid, so I'll at least say it was good. I can't say much more than that, but yeah. But then we get to the bit where Mikey names Big Rocksteady. Any opinions about that?
To be honest, I don't know at this point. Like Mikey's naming, like naming monsters and mutants it's certainly weird. Like I know I say this all the time, but his naming is sometimes on peak, sometimes it's not, and Bebop and Rocksteady, sure, it kind of works. Don't get me wrong, like sure you could have gone with something else, but Rocksteady I like, but Bebop, really, sure, it might reflect like Bebop's like 80s vibe, what he's rocking with, but I don't know, the name, maybe, but it's easy to remember, so, which is kind of cool, like Bebop and Rocksteady, like it just rolls off the tongue, you know, but if I was going to name them, I'd name them like something different. I don't know what though, but I'd at least name them something a bit more intimidating.
Well, they can't really do too much about the name, just because these characters were like created from the 80s, and that's the reason why they're brought back into the show, because they're very popular characters among like older fans. So yeah, I mean, I'd just say that with the other times with the naming schemes, they've always been like at least decently fun. Like when you see like all the other ones with like Spider Bite saying that he's a spider and he bites, or Snake V because he's called Snake and now he's a Wee. Like those ones are quite fun, but just like him looking around and be like, "Ooh, hot sauce and sprinkles." Like it feels like like they weren't really trying just because they already knew the name. And I think that's like the more disappointing part about it. But like I feel like had they come up with like a natural name for these characters instead of going off of names which already had, like it would have been a lot more fun to see, and not more of just say, "Oh, I saw that, so you could be named that, but you're not." It's but yeah, I mean with actual names themselves, I don't really have much of an opinion on them, just because I grew up with those characters, so it's a bit weird for me just because I've seen like the other versions and I know them more from that than like this version. So, but I can understand like where you're coming from, like seeing them like you know like intimidating mutants and they get like these names. I can understand that point, but at the same time, because I've grown up with with them being called that, it feels like weird not like to call them anything else other than that. Okay, but after that we do get to see some decent fights. We get to see. Okay, let's talk about the Bebop one first, because there's hardly anything to that really. So Bebop goes back into the fun house with Casey, April, and Donnie. And Donnie, I mean, there's a little bit of a fight, not really too much, but Donnie throws smoke on him, and then he just gets yeeted out of the fun house. What about that like fight scene there?
That was quite funny, seeing them go in the scare house and then get immediately thrown out of it again. Just seeing them like fly through the walls and then straight back out onto the promenade. It was just very funny, just seeing them just fly everywhere. But no, the fight scene was quite fun to watch, especially with like Bebop and Steady. But yeah, no, apart from that, nothing too interesting in regards to that. I did like how, though, um, gosh, I can't remember. Was it Bebop or Rocksteady that was? Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to remember now. What was it? Was it Bebop or Rocksteady that got thrown out the scare house?
Bebop.
Bebop, yes, that was funny. Seeing Bebop just fly after saying "oh" or something along those lines, and yeeted across the promenade and to wherever he. Excuse me. Can't come my tongue again. Sorry. One of those nights, one of those nights.
Call you as
But
bad
yeah,
as me.
seeing. I know. Gosh.
And that's saying a lot.
I know. Gosh. Turning into you. Maybe contagious.
Oh, thanks.
I'm messing with you, but yeah, no, it's quite funny. Seeing in the scare house, but apart from that, nothing much to say.
Yeah, I mean, it was there. It happened. There was really much to it. But the Rocksteady fight. Oh, this one was actually quite fun. So this one was involving Rocksteady going up against Mikey, Raph, and Leo on a roller coaster, trying to get the Retro Mission, and they're just bashing like roller carts into him, and he's smashing down pipes. Is a very intense battle. Yeah. Oh boy, what do you think about this bit?
Yes. Okay. Now that was pretty fun to watch. I just liked how there was a new environment and new things that can go wrong, and just seeing them on the roller coaster fighting Rocksteady in the car as it was going around the roller coaster. I don't know why, but I just found that so fun to watch. It was like the little kid inside of me, like the roller coasters, the fun fair, and all that sort of stuff. And it was pretty interesting though. I did like how Rocksteady was able to like use a pipe, and he went slow-mo and he slammed it into the car and everyone just went flying, and then like a second later the ninja reflexes kicks in, they grab out their grappling gun, fire onto the coaster again. That scene, I don't know why, even though it's so simple, so basic, I just found that really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that just like seeing like Autos jumping around and smashing the carts into Rocksteady, he's smashing pipes into the ground, and just like very acrobatic with the fight scenes. It was very enjoyable, very different to all the other fight scenes. And I think that like definitely what made this fight scene stand out quite a lot. Also, not to mention this one with like, the location as well. That also helped help it stand out a lot more as well. I'd say that this fight scene, well, there was some elements which I don't necessarily say were disappointing, but just the way I don't know how to best describe it, but I'd say that just everything about it was a fun fight scene, but just something about it with Rocksteady, a little bit disappointed with him, but overall I really did enjoy this fight scene. It was a very unique one compared to every other fight scene. And yeah, then after that we did get to see him try the mission or retro mission on Karai, however it does fail. But however she does want to say goodbye to everyone, which was, I must admit, was quite nice to see. Yeah. Anything to say about that bit there?
I was a bit confused on why the retro mutagen didn't work on Kai. Like,
They don't
going back.
it.
Oh, you're kidding me. Really? Do they not? But this just doesn't make sense. And going back on your statement that you said earlier about they don't know what this mutagen does, the retro mutagen does, and how it changes people. And 1 second could be on the machine, be on organics, like, and now it doesn't work on Karai. Like, what is going on? Like, I know she's a special person who can transform and all that, but surely it should work the same way, unless there's something else involved that we don't know about this time. Like maybe something like on the lines of April. Like she has a backstory where she was experimented on by the Krang. Maybe there's a different story with Karai. But because I don't know, and I can't make this assumption, but this is what I think. But it is annoying because they spent all this, and now she's saying, "Oh, I only want to say goodbye. That's why I wanted you to find me. I'm thinking, why do you want to say goodbye? And then, of course, she breaks down into like this sad moment, and she explains to them, like, look, I'm not the person that you think I am. I'm turning into something like a monster. Stay away. I wish you all the best. And she just leaves. It was quite a sad little scene there, just seeing her like devolving into this creature and just saying, look, I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt you. I wish you all the best. Goodbye. You know, it was a bit sad, but kinda disappointed as well. Like, after the making the mutagen, retromutagen, sorry, and it not working, kind of just threw me off a bit. But I don't know, just the plot thickens, I guess.
It will become in the next few episodes after you finish the season, you'll find it even more frustrating. That's all I'm gonna say about the mutagen stuff.
Does it get worse from now on?
There are some more weird elements that is unexplainable, but we'll just go from there. I'll leave it at that for now. And you will be frustrated when time comes.
Great.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say that it was like a nice scene to see like this happening. It was nice enough. But because I know what happens next, it does feel a bit of a pointless kind of scene in a way. Like, why wouldn't she try to reach out to Splinter? But again, like, going back to that whole thing of inconsistency thing, why is it with her that she's not, like, she's going more animal than like mutant kind of thing? Oh god. Let's just move on.
That's another thing.
Yeah. Okay. No. Just don't go there. We will get fixated on saying she's so minor and we can't explain. And yeah. Okay. Either moving on. Rocksteady and Bebop,
Right.
they catch a Karai and give it to Shredder. What do you think about those bits there?
Okay, it was cool, I guess, but one, how did Bebop and Rocksteady know where to place the trap? And secondly, how did they set it up so fast? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but don't explain it. Just don't bother going into it. It's one of those things that they can't explain. So why should you bother?
Like, sure, I'm impressed that they managed to set something up so quickly, and they were actually managed to capture Karai, unlike Raza and Fishface. Like, they're clearly the better henchmen, but it just doesn't make sense how quickly they managed to do it, and that they managed to do it successfully, unlike Raza and Fishface, that they've been trying for like months now.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that you can't explain. Is just don't go there. I wish I could be more positive about it, but I can't. Yeah, I mean, I thought that like it was cool to see Bimbo catch a Karai. Yeah, I don't have too much to really say to it. Knowing like where things goes next, it felt like it was just a scene that was put on just so that they can set everything up which needed to for the next few episodes without properly thinking about it. It's just a frustrating scene. But yeah, so what do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, I think it was a good episode. Certainly a very funny episode. But I wouldn't rate it that highly on my list of episodes. It's just because it's a bit weird how it's all laid out, and of course, seeing how things are developing so fast with Bebop and Rocksteady, and now knowing the information that I know, that slowly that they're going to be replacing Raza and Fishface. Sure, it was cool to see them find Kai again, and then immediately lose her again. It was a nice episode, don't get me wrong. It was cool to see Bebop and Rocksteady in action for the very first time. But all in all, a decent episode, but not that high on my list. So it won't be in my top 10, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is never going to be in my top 10 because of the characters, but I'd say that overall, it was better than what I had previously thought of from this episode, and I enjoyed this a lot more than what I thought I was going to, which I'd say is better than better than I think. I think the only downside to it is just how much Beam Rocksteady changed in one episode, and how much, like, even though the show doesn't really change all too much, but just like everything with Beam Rocksteady, I feel like it does definitely bring down the show a bit with where it was and where it goes. So yeah, oh well. But okay, yeah. So for trivia, so we've got Crocodile graces his sword, shouting, "For the powers of Lognard, I had the energy." As an homage to He-Man's famous, "By the power of Grayskull, I had the power." Even Crocodile's moments were based on He-Man's.
That was very familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's a lot more weirder because the person who voices him is the person who plays Captain America in Marvel Rivals. So I'm just expecting him to shout out "Avengers Assemble" from like.
Oh my god! Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, I was gonna say, hold on a minute. Why does it sound like something I already know? Like, why does it sound like Cap from Marvel Rivals?
Yeah, I'm just
what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just expecting him to like shout out his like ultimate line from Marvel Rivals, not be like, "Oh yes, for the power of Lognard."
They should mod that into Marvel Rivals or something.
That would be good, but I got a feeling that it's just a very small niche that only like me, you, and like, a few other people would be like, "Huh, that happened." So it's very unlikely.
Yeah, it would be funny though.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Shredder fights Beam Rocksteady to make them respect him, the same way that the Shredder said he would do to Toko and Raza in the 1991 film, sequel to Use. I don't remember that being the case whatsoever in that movie. So
I have no idea about that. So,
well, in the movie they were babies, despite them being like bigger than turtles. I don't remember him wanting to fight them though. I think I got that wrong. Or maybe I haven't seen a movie in ages. It's one of the worst ones they've done, but oh well. When threatening Leo and Mikey with the Retribution gun, Bill says it's time for the next mutation, a clear reference to a live-action series with the same name. I wouldn't necessarily say that's much of a reference, really. That's more of a coincidence.
I don't know. I don't even know that movie. That's one that I've never heard of it before.
No, it's a TV show with a female turtle. You've seen the images.
Oh, that one.
Yes, that one.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it
that
yet. I want to see it, unfortunately. Like, don't get me wrong, we're a podcast that looks over turtles and we review turtles and their episodes, but that is the one series, the one area that I dare not to go.
I would recommend watching it at least once. It is a really funny show, despite it not being like funny or like you know like trying not to be funny. It's like Power Ranger level acting bad. That should say.
At least the Power Rangers didn't have creepy faces, and you could see the eyes.
Have you seen some of the creatures they had? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Now that I've seen it. Female turtle?
Yes.
I don't know what to say to that, so I'm gonna move on.
Okay, yeah, good.
What do you think about the female turtle, though? Huh?
Everyone has thought about the female turtle. Not because I want to, but because I've seen it. And the nightmares.
Oh.
Okay, when taunting Leonardo and Michelangelo to reveal themselves in Coney Island, Bill says, "Tell come out and play." There's reference to the film The Warriors. I haven't seen it, so maybe. An image of a super robot from Super Robot Monkey Team Hyper Force Go can briefly be seen in the background of the amusement park. Okay. For errors. Okay, so that's, so there's 4 errors surprisingly in this episode compared to every episode which doesn't have any. The Krang have invaded the city. Despite this, they're nowhere to be seen in this episode. Hooray!
Exactly. Where are they?
I wouldn't really say that's an error though. That's Despite the fact that the people of New York were either mutated or in hiding, the movie Adi Argosy was still playing, which would require a projectionist.
What?
So like cinemas, you need that it got someone in the booth, pressing the button to like play the film.
Yeah.
How would they be able to do that if all the people were in hiding or were like mutated and put in Dimension X? And we saw a film playing when Raph and Casey went. So...
maybe they just left it on running, perhaps? I don't know, maybe?
Oh, God.
Or... Yeah, no, I can't save anything, because if it was really... If it's the really old projectors with,
well,
like...
it looked it with, like...
taped.
Because... Well, it did look it because it was all in black and white, so... Oh, well.
Oh, it's gonna get confusing. Well, let's move on, because we're gonna be here all night just picking at it.
When Leo and Mikey enter the ghost house, there's a scene where Leo is scared by a scary facing hanging by a string. Oh, wait, hang on. There's a scene where Leo is scared by a scary face hanging by a string. Leo, scared, takes out one of his katanas to cut it down from its string, and when he does that, suddenly a third sword appears out of nowhere on Leo's back, although he's shown holding his katana in that exact same frame. When Leo puts his second katana back in his holster, the katana seems to have phased into the third one. He has two swords again.
Okay, that's certainly something I didn't pick up on.
Yeah, I didn't know that one either. That's a cool thing, but how many times I had to watch an episode to realise that? When Rocksteady steps on one Dante's retribution samples, but it's unaffected by it. Well, okay, yeah. I don't have anything to say about it. Oh, that's another thing. Rocksteady went flying onto Bebop. He should have absolutely crushed his crotch area.
Or himself in general, like he should have just died.
Yeah, or even go through the floorboards of the docks. You know what, move on, we don't have enough time for this.
Yeah, no time.
When Mattel's and the human allies are freed, Rocksteady goes to his attacking stance. After that, there are a few lip-sync errors. Donnie's Leo and Raph movements are not correctly timed with what they're saying. Again, how many times do you need to watch this episode to notice this kind of stuff? Okay.
Someone that doesn't have a lot of free time. I mean, there's someone that does have a lot of free time.
Well, this episode has been out for like 10 years, so about the same time. Yeah. Okay, so for the cast, we got April voiced by Mae Whitman, Bieber voiced by JB Smooth, Casey voiced by Josh Peck, Donnie voiced by Rob Paulson, Karai voiced by Kelly Hu, Leonardo voiced by Seth Green, Mikey voiced by Greg Sykes, Raph voiced by Sean Astin, Roxanne voiced by Fred Tesselshaw, Crocodile voiced by Brian Bloom, Grum and Grum, the monster that Crocodile fought, voiced by Fred Tesselshaw and JB Smooth, and Wizardess voiced by Mae Whitman, Shredder voiced by Mark Richardson, and yeah. Okay, so for next week's episode, it's a two-part one, so it's gonna be interesting because I know last time with when watching two-part episode, because of how we were watching it, you watch both parts in one day. So I hope you don't make the same mistake next time. But
try not to.
We'll wait and see. It most likely will. But okay. So for this episode, it is called Battle for New York Part 1.
Ooh, okay. This kind of reminds me... Battle for New York. I swear we already had an episode like this.
We had to Return to New York.
Yeah. Or I may be getting confused with the 2003 show, where we had everyone, like the Foots, Stockman...
Yeah, City at War
That's
stuff.
probably what I'm thinking of, yeah.
There is an episode called City at War in Season 4 of this show, but... No, this one's completely different.
Right. Okay then. But I'm at a loss then. I can't put it together because if it's not similar to the likes of the 2003 City at War or Battle for New York, I don't know. Maybe they fight the Krang. Maybe they all fight the Krang. There's a secret alliance.
Yes, you're fine on the right tracks.
Oh, okay then. Okay, so they're gonna fight the Krang. There's gonna be like a secret alliance.
Yeah, but who with?
That is the question. I think the Turtles are gonna team up with.
There were some returning characters. Some which I haven't seen since last season.
Ooh,
Some are good characters which you like, and some are questionable. Not
oh,
Pulverizer.
God, please tell me.
It's not Pulverizer.
Thank
I want to make it very clear.
Thank God. Thank God.
It's not him.
Oh, thank God. I was starting to get a bit concerned then. I'll see how is a Pulverizer.
Yeah, no, it's characters which I think for the most part you like most of them. I think there's only one character in there which I don't think we had too fond memories of, but other than that, I think you will enjoy the return of these characters. Also, not to mention, one of them is voiced by SpongeBob. Hayden?
Yes, I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah.
Because I know Raza is voiced by the guy who plays SpongeBob. I think of his
Oh, Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, thank you. But yeah, I know Raza is voiced by Clancy Brown. Great voice actor, by the way.
But this one's properly voiced by SpongeBob. Tom Kenny.
Tom Kenny?
Yeah, like SpongeBob. You don't get
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
You can't get
much more SpongeBob than that.
Oh, okay. Gosh, I'm just trying to think now. Because I know Raza is played by Clancy Brown, who plays as Mr. Krabs, and of course, Tom Kenny. God.
The character he voices didn't have a speaking role before, but you saw him before. But that doesn't help, but...
Right. That doesn't help at all. Do you know how much that narrows it down?
It actually does, if you really start to think about it. However, the character was seen in season 1, and that was... What, 3?
Oh my God, we're going well back.
Yes, like 3 years ago for us, like 3-4 years ago for us. So
yeah, like God, do you think I have a brain of an elephant? I think that far back.
I know that for me because of how much I've seen the show. I know that I would be able to like name the character.
Oh my God. Oh God, I really can't think of it. Like we're going so long back now.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're going back to the beginning. I just no, I can't think of it. I'm gonna kick myself when that it's a character that I already know, but have completely forgotten about. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it definitely will. It'll be like one of those characters like, oh, is that one? Really? Why?
Yeah.
But I feel like you enjoy them a lot more now by actually talking. But yeah, did anything else about this episode, or is all done with this one?
I'm done with this. Excuse me, can't get my tongue again. Jesus, I'm done with this episode. I know what's going over me. Don't know. Honestly, it's been one of those days.
Just end it.
But yeah, no, I'm done with this episode. I said what I needed to say. I think it was a good episode, but not that highly rated. It definitely won't, for sure. A decent episode all in all.
Yeah, I'd say that more or less the same with you. But yeah, this has been an episode of Film Tales. I've been your host Teddy.
And I've been Hayden.
And we'll see you all soon. Goodbye. Yo. Bye.
Bye.